What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on not Jason Whitlock, Warren Sapp, right? Warren Sapp recently left the Colorado Buffaloes, and I think Warren Sapp is like the second coach to leave Colorado within the last couple weeks. Right. And I gotta say, I'm surprised that Warren Sapp left because Deion Sanders really looked out for Warren, man, when he got him this job. So I thought that Warren Sapp would probably be there at least to see Deion Sanders get through this tough period right here, as far as get the team on track and get them to a winning, get them to like where at least where they winning. But it just seemed like to me, just Warren Sapp just see this ship is sinking and he wanted out of there, right? And so now I was listening to Jason Whitlock. Him and his panel was discussing this, and I want to listen to play the audio from that and just give some of my input on what I think is the situation with Warren Sapp. But also, I want to know from you all: do you think that Warren Sapp was being disloyal by leaving now, like when the program is not doing as well, or do you think that it's he did the right thing and just jumping ship? I'm not sure. I think he went to, where did he go to? I'm not sure, but he might have went to the Denver Broncos or something like that. But I want to listen to what Jason Whitlock and his panel have to say about Warren Sapp leaving.
Steve, I want to talk to you about Warren Sapp. He's leaving the Colorado Buffaloes. He's the gold jacket era at Colorado is over. Marshall Faulk is now the head coach, I believe, at Southern University. Warren Sapp is headed out of town for greener pastures or somewhere. What do you make of this? Because I've seen some people speculate that Warren Sapp wanted to be the defensive coordinator, didn't get that job or responsibility, and he said deuces. I have not heard that from Warren. Don't read anything into what I'm saying. I'm telling you the speculation I saw on the internet.
I just have a
wait a minute. First, I want to say that Jason Whitlock is saying that that's only speculation, right? But remember, Jason Whitlock and Warren Sapp are pretty cool and they get along pretty good. So I'm putting a little bit more weight on Jason Whitlock's statement. I think Warren Sapp he probably wanted a larger role, but Deion didn't give it to him. So yeah, he probably decided to roll out.
Question: this has not been cleared up. Did he grab a lifeboat off the Titanic? Or was he just pushed off the boat? Was he like Jack? Rose, have a good life. Blah, 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 blah. And he just sunk to the bottom, man. Never seen from again. Poor guy. That's the question that I have. And there have been rumblings, and you might want to get Big Matt. Okay, because he has flat out said Warren was lazy. He did whole shows on it.
Really?
Yes. There was a show that he did. I was in Bryan, Texas. I was for the Miami A&M game. And I'm watching YouTube or listening to YouTube while in my rental car. And Matt McChesney did an hour show talking about, in the middle of this recruiting and portal season, why is Warren Sapp being a judge at a beauty contest? And I think I may have sent you that show. Obviously, you didn't look at it. There have been rumblings about, hey, is this guy all in?
Look, so, and now, as far as the coaches from Colorado recruiting, they have a lot of guys on that staff who are ex-football players. A couple of them do have, those jackets, those gold jackets from, what are they, the Hall of Fame jackets. And so people are saying that Warren Sapp, Deion Sanders, like that staff, they don't go out to recruit in person. They think the fact that they're ex-NFL football players, that kids are going to automatically want to go there and be coached by them. When that is not, evidently it's not true, because they're not getting all the top recruits. Like you got some other really great coaches that are traveling and going to people's houses and sitting in their living rooms talking to the kids' parents and explaining to them like what the program is and what the program is going to do for their kid. You know, Deion Sanders and Warren Sapp and that crew over there in Colorado basically think that they can recruit, you know, off of their reputation, their NFL reputations, and it's not going to work out like that. It's not working out so far.
And so I don't want to make any accusations, but Matt's pretty plugged in there. He's not sad to see him go. I'll tell you that much. So, but again, the question is, was he pushed out or did he leave on his own volition? I think that is a key factor here.
If you had to guess, what do you think? I mean, Robert Livingston leaves, and 24 hours later, Warren Sapp, you know, couldn't you see it as like Warren Sapp wanted to be the defensive coordinator, or Warren Sapp, there's speculation he may be following Livingston to the Denver Broncos?
I get the sense, this is just my gut feel. He looked around and he also said, wait a minute, I'm not exactly working with Joel Steed and Alfred Williams here. I'm not paid all that much because Colorado, again, they're not paying like an SEC school at the upper level. He's made it clear in the past he doesn't want to work a lot of hours. He's flat out said it. He actually said, I could never work for Mario Cristobal. He works you too hard. Well, okay. I actually think, you know what, I've done this for a couple of years. I'm good. I will say, based on what they have coming back, what the season might look like, that he probably said, you know what, this might be the right time to leave.
I want
and see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Warren Sapp is you know, he just cutting his losses and he don't want to he jumping ship. You know, he see that the ship is sinking as far as Deion Sanders. They don't have a lot of talent coming in. They don't have, you know, their recruiting class is not outstanding or anything like that or anything special. So Warren Sapp is he just basically going to jump ship. And, you know, and you got to think about it. Like position coaches, position coaches especially, they put in a lot of hours. And so you put in all these hours, dedicate, you know, make all these sacrifices, and then sometimes you don't even get the job that you think that you are preparing yourself for. That's you know, or it take years, 15 years as an assistant coach before you can get a head coach job at a major university, or sometimes you don't get, like, it works both that way at the NFL level and at the college level. Like, you ain't no rhyme or reason sometimes if somebody like you, or if one of your friends like Deion bought Warren Sapp in, you know, to Colorado. Before that, I'm not sure. I don't know if, you know, I don't think Warren Sapp was even coaching at the college level at least at a major university. So, you know, it's sometimes you have to know people.
add this context. I've seen interviews with Sapp saying he thought one thing going into the coaching process, and then once he got into it, he thought like, man, this isn't work. I love being here. I love being around the kids. I love putting in the long hours that, you know, and he's surprised by that, or he surprised me with those statements, and he was surprised by how much he just loved putting in the work and time. So want to just offer that up as a defense. I'm partial to Warren Sapp. Everybody knows it. I have a bias towards Warren Sapp. I'm surprised to see an all-time great Miami Hurricane being sold out by you, but
well, now wait a minute. I am just here to give a fair and balanced take. I have a lot of respect for Warren Sapp, but again, he's not one of the more beloved guys across the board. I'll just leave it at that when it comes to Miami alum. Okay.
And is, you know, Warren Sapp, somebody who says that he loved his job as far as being a coach. That's good, right? Because like I said, it just take a lot of sacrifice if you want to be a to be a coach. It's just so many hours that you have to dedicate to coaching. And so if it's a labor of love, then you don't mind that sacrifice.
That's the truth. It is what it is.
Your opinion. That's your
no. That's a fact. That's actually a fact.
I haven't had nothing but peaches and cream between Warren Sapp and myself. I love Warren. And
look, I have no issues with Warren, but I'm just relaying the facts. And there's more information. You're right. He has said, I love coaching, but I actually think this could be good for Colorado in one sense, right? You've been very critical of the fact that it's a gold jacket coaching staff, that you need real hard-nosed blue blood coaches, right? Well, maybe this is a step in that direction.
Warren Sapp is leaving Colorado, or has been pushed out of Colorado. The gold jacket era at Colorado is over.
I don't think Warren Sapp was pushed out, though, because, he was a position coach. He wasn't a defensive coordinator. He was a position coach. So, as he couldn't have been messing up that bad as a position coach to whereas though Deion would push him out. And then you got to think, if Deion wanted to push him out, like, who would he replace him with? So I think, though, if I was Warren Sapp, I would have been on the road going to kids' houses to recruit for that defense that, and that's a way where Warren Sapp could have made himself more valuable to the college and to the school and to Deion.
What do you make of Warren Sapp's departure?
What's the difference between Darian Hagan's departure, Sean Lewis' departure, the DC that went to the Broncos departure? What's the difference between Marshall Faulk's departure? They're all the same. He hires guys that have names, not guys that want to grind and coach. He's hired 4 guys that have never been into a house to do a home visit to recruit a kid. And just because they were Hall of Famers, he thought that was going to be success. I said 3 years ago, this is a joke of a staff. It's the worst staff. And I know Marshall well. At the end of the day, though, they've never coached it down of anything. And now you're going to put him right at the highest level and expect him to go out recruit Sark, Lane Kiffin, and at the time Saban and all these guys. Come on, man. This is a mockery. He has yet to show he can develop one coach, Jason. He has yet to show that I can go get the young GA and make a name for himself. Teach him every single part of the game, because Deion don't know every single part of the game.
See, and that's my whole thing, right? With these coaches, and they saying these guys are not recruiting. And like I said about Warren Sapp, man, if Warren Sapp had got out there on the road and recruit and bringing in the kind of football players that he think that he can coach up, and the kids that are willing to learn, that would have been better for his resume. That would have made him more valuable to Colorado, and then other programs around the country would see that, and that would raise his stock. Not just work, depending on like who to get positions. Just put yourself in a position to win. Go out and get these kids, man. I don't really see this program at Colorado really getting any better, within these next few years. I don't even know if Deion is really committed to being a coach at Colorado, So that's my take on it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.